Okay, so critique time. We're gonna blast through this madness. Got this. Need to go back up to that one and put this on the other screen. Kill that. This is how I track what I'm looking at. Yeah, Ricky, I found the one that does have a tag. So no worries. Okay. Dude, I have like no monitor real estate. I have 2 monitors and it's not enough. Alright, so this one's Bubbles. This is the tactical stapler, of course. This one's definitely going on the thumbnail, just so you know. Bubbles. Definitely. I actually prefer this this render because it shows so much skill in your modeling and your baking, but it also shows really well-defined material definition and range in your roughness. It's like the key to roughness when you have a lot of materials is to identify a lot of those materials based off their roughness values. So if you can separate those out, you're like, no one is safe from the critiques. Get the Wacom out as well, just in case. All right, we got 40 minutes to plow through these. We got this. We got this. Anyway, so yeah, this looks pretty solid. I think it's missing a little bit of character, despite the fact that it has a scope on it. There's text on there that says no one is safe, right? Given the elements that tend to be around staplers, it's usually like Sharpie markers and Scotch tape or like carpenter's tape, right? So I think there's a little bit of a missed opportunity where you could have used Scotch tape across this, where it says no one is safe, and it's kind of pressed in. The tape is pressed onto the body a little bit, so you get the imprints of the details on the metal behind it, the metalwork. And then in a Sharpie marker, it says no one is safe. I just imagine using this and actually like looking through the scope and just looking not even at what I'm stapling. It's like overshooting it because you tend to staple like on corners and stuff, so you're just looking at the ground. Yeah, I got the scope up next. So and this one's pretty cool because there's this stuff. Is this actually this QR code actually go to your portfolio? Because if it doesn't, you done fucked up, man. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Knock, buddy. My God. Oh my God. Just double roughness. Thanks, dude. Thanks a load. I wonder, I don't have an emoji yet, do I? You can scan it and die. Anyways, the roughness info here is really cool. I like this too, like this directional scraping. That's definitely like a rail slide. What is my... Someone's calling me. Funding the Empire's campaign will take over the... Did you hear that? Be right back. I have to check on that. That was Ho ho. King Maro's in danger, guys. No, he was not done playing. But we were done playing. Papa Jeremy to the rescue. It's like, what's happening? No, he's getting tired. Alright, so yeah, roughness. This information, the scraping stuff, dude, super awesome. Super awesome. Love the Rapid logo and the barcode on there. That QR code does need to go to your portfolio, though. It just has to. So this one's from Rick. Rick! Pickle Rick! What's up, man? Presentation, solid. Love the use of the logos here without, like, being, like, bow in your face. Geometry looks good. Oh, man, skin set, too? Shit. Yeah, this looks pretty solid. So this wood grain one, I feel like maybe this might be more of a this might be more of a personal preference, but the grain is really dark, and possibly the saturation in the wood might be a little high for a PBR. This pattern looks really good though. Oh yeah, Pickle Rick. Yeah, no, Maro's fine. He wants to play, and it's time for him to start slowing down. So he wants to keep playing. He's like, don't stop. King Maro demands play. Oh yeah, this is solid stuff. I'm trying to see if there's. I think this material maybe could use like another pass on the roughness, but I don't know, man. This area right here feels really stiff. Like maybe if there was a little bit of warping in the shape of it so that you can tell that it's softer, and then you slide the shells into it. And then in the shells themselves, maybe some like kind of that directional scratching, like in here. Something along maybe like around the shell itself, or maybe not. I'm not sure. I would try it and see what it looks like. And then where these straps kind of have like a harder edge, based off of how dirty this has gotten already, I would expect maybe the edge here to be a little bit more washed on the corners, kind of where it's wearing. But yeah, other than that, I mean, yeah, I think those are my main takeaways from this, because the rest is pretty well executed. I really like these subtle like wrinkles from like how the fabric kind of bunches up when you start to sew the trim edge to this. Some fingerprints of the bullets, that could be good. Just something happening in the roughness would be useful for those shells. This looks pretty fucking solid, my friend. This is, let me make sure I get it right. Chris, feels like you're close to done with this prop. Crit time. All right. So let's see here. I don't know what it is, but saturation, I guess that's what it is. Saturation feels really high, but in the bottom area, it's working out pretty well, which is interesting. Let's do this. So first off, some things that bug me. I mean, I think it's because you're just grabbing it for quick critique, but the clipping of the frame I see there, and then the bloom is being clipped as well on this shot here. Some other things that are bugging me are these sheets that are taped on here. They have like an emboss in the normal around them, which they totally should not have. You should only have those on the pieces of tape, because then it looks like they're actually like, it's like Is it pieces of paper or is it paneling? Right? There's a bit of confusion because of that. Tina was here. Nice. Nice. So as far as saturation goes, also this bottom edge is a little strange in color. I'm not sure. Is that supposed to be like rust? Let's do a quick... No. Do this. So lower the saturation in the reds. No, hang on here. So reds will lower, and the yellows we will lower just slightly. So, and then we'll isolate this one. So like, we'll do this so we can see a difference. Oh, blinding. And we'll add the bloom in post or whatnot. So you've got the cell shading look down. That's good. That's really good. The brightness, right now the brightness, so first of all, let's look at the saturation. So this is a saturation that feels more in line with like PBR. But I think that one's more up to you on if you want to do that or not. Then the next thing is really making the emissives pop. So like that's these areas, right? Man, this is okay. Let me see here. Is it possible? Can he select them? Did I get... Yeah, I kind of got him. Cool. Okay, so... I think you want those to really pop. Right? So screen gets you and color dodge get you like that nice glow. And then I think it's more of an overall glow. So if we take this and then blur this further like that, and then let's turn it up a bit. So getting a nice glow. Man, I like even more. I'm like even more glow. There you go. Yeah, see now it's starting to look like the concept, like a concept piece, right? So getting your emissives in line with, like this is not, even with that bloom, it's not as bright as this area. Let's see if we can't select that. I doubt it. I don't think selections work like that, but you never know, I guess. We'll just do this. I'm just being really picky with this one because it's really easy to pick out and show what to do in order to get that look. So I'm going a little bit more hardcore than I need to probably. The other thing is think about how these are lit, right? So the inside of it. What's up, Jetta? How you doing? So the inside of these spinners, like how is it lit, right? So that's one thing to think about. What can be done is if you paste these, I'll just paste this one, and let's erase like this. So what I'm looking to do is isolate light sources. So you could probably do this in emissive texture. Right? Put that back here. Not too much blur. Actually, we won't do the blur yet. We need to still paste one that we lower the lightness in and the saturation. And then we turn this one on top of it, and then we blur it. So what I'm suggesting you do is try and like show the light behind the dials, the dial images. I don't know. This doesn't really seem to be portraying it as much as I want it to be. But yeah, I think you get the idea. Anywho, yeah, getting the glow correct, emissive is going to be really like is really important. I think for selling the look of the asset, and then these areas are really they're strange. I guess maybe it's going off reference, but they feel really odd to me. Like they don't have a reason for being there. If there was something in them, an image or like some pattern or text, that would go a long way. All right, onward. Anyways, so just so you can see the difference, let's do this. It's pretty, well, there we go. It's pretty subtle. So I diffused the yellows quite a bit. The reds got diffused. I lowered the saturation of the reds and the yellows a bit and then worked on your bloom. And I would say pretty safely that what I was doing here didn't really succeed because you lose the imagery in it. I still want you to be able to see that stuff, right? I mean, you want to be able to see that stuff. But having like explaining where the light is coming from is important. Yeah. All right. Hopefully that was useful. Okay. Put it to the curb, please. No idea. This one. New project materials by Killian. Started a new project and would like some feedback on the materials itself. On the materials itself and how it should make them closer to the concept art. So we got this material, which looks really fucking cool already. Concrete plaster behind wallpaper. That's cool. And that's the concept. So I take it this is on the ceiling. I'm not sure where that wall, I guess maybe, no, this is the wallpaper that you're talking about. I mean, in general, this looks pretty good. I would work on, and you might do this on a decal or whatnot, is like that ground grunge or the dirtiness that's at the base. And then at the top where it meets the ceiling. This is sick though. This is really, really cool. I really like the directional scratching because it's like that that plaster like scraping pattern, like rubbing pattern, and then it's chipped away. The vertical lines in the background might be a little too strong unless that material comes off more like a wood. But in general, this looks really nice. This one's really cool. I guess I want to see this in the scene before I say more. But you have a thing for substance. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. This one, where are we at here? Where is that post? Why am I not seeing this post? There, this is not. It's time. It's done. It's 4K textures, only for render. I mean, in general, this looks solid. The depth between the wood and the paint is subtle. So like over here, like you don't see the separation as much, like that it's a coat or a layer, which is totally fine because in the distance you don't want it to become busy or noisy, right? But as you get closer, then you see the edges of the normal of the paint. That's like super cool. These random scratches are okay. They're kind of odd, but I think they serve their purpose without like looking too strange. And then these ones are okay as well. This one's a little strange because it's kind of more like a stone fracture, but that's getting really picky. I really like the base as well. I need to like zoom out so you guys can see. So the base has like a variation in the heights. If this is just a substance, dude, that's pretty cool because you've got some nice depth going on it. Like this board has got like a nice tilt to it. Nice boy. Wallpaper on top of concrete. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Yeah, that's good. That'll look really cool when you start to melt away the wallpaper if you have like it set up to a vertex paint. All right. In general, though, I don't really have much critique for it. Maybe near the tops of the board. So see, at the bottom you have some like that wear and tear. Maybe at the top is sun bleaching it just slightly, like a light gradient of sun bleaching. That's about it, though. I mean, this is a cool material. Ah, yes, we got some reference here. This is from Forsling. So I think what's missing right now, I guess this doesn't really have an albedo to it right now, does it? Because you can see there's this shape here. Let me just do this. So there's this shape here. That's obviously darker than the rest. And then wherever these cracks are, or these wood grain lines, those seem to be a bit darker as well. Let me see yours. Man, you're really close to it. It's really close. I think the other thing that's kind of happening that you don't have right now is where those grain lines are. It's doing this, or it's like really rough inside of those. So you could probably just make an overall texture of that rough pattern, like that rough normal pattern, and then mask it out using those mask for these lines. And then you can use that same mask to the color shift for where the grain is. You almost like it's happening in areas. I mean, I could argue that I think that like maybe your roughness is still a little too rough. Like it needs to be a slightly bit more reflective, so it's not as wide. And then you'd be good. And see if you can find a very, very similar environment to put in there. But in general, this is solid wood. Yeah. All right. Let's see here what we got next. I'm scrolling to find it. This is Voron. Missiles, rockets, weaponry. Happy 4th of July soon, right? Soon. Overall, this looks pretty good. I really like the detail at the top, and having this smaller stuff really kind of shows the scale, which is super cool. I feel like maybe this pipe that's coming down through the bottom of it could be a slightly different color, or where it's meeting could have some age between it. I don't know the context of the material though. Making my wood good. Nice. Nice. Wow. Oh, Tobias. So this looks pretty cool as well. This, I guess, I'm not sure where this goes though. Is this at the base down here? I guess these connect to it, possibly. Anyways, I would exaggerate your welding by a lot just so that, to show it. And then get some welding and stuff going on down here. And then just get some gunkiness in there, some dirty. Get some dirty up in there. It doesn't have to be really gross, just, you know, it's been there, it's been around. Uncle Matt. In general, though, this is really cool. It's nice to see bevels in your bakes, and I would just exaggerate or stylize the welding a bit more. What does it do? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm assuming, because I have no context to it, I'm assuming it attaches to the bottom of the rocket. That's my assumption, anyways. Let me make sure my phone's not lighting up. All right, we are moving. I'm moving way too slow for this. Okay. This one is by Raz. Mini scene, trying to work a bit more on it so I can maybe take it with me to some interviews this week. Different lighting. Oh, right. You open like another. Okay, let's do this. This is really cool. This is like just a material study, which is really nice. This angle I really like, just because you see the roughness on the ground. I'd actually see if you could get this into like an interactive piece where you can slide and rotate just like left to right, so you can get the roughness play across the surface. But all of the stuff going on, the material breakup, all that is really good. It's really cool. If you do this kind of reddish one, make sure to have like if I do this, let's see if, I don't know if this will line up or not. Where are we at here? Oh, that's not gonna do it. $3D. All right. Looks like we got those lined up. So do some stuff with like maybe your main light is like that. Let's see. Oh, it's a little skewed, but I like the idea of multicolors or playing with like a side light. Oh man, it gets really weird at the bottom there. But yeah, your wood roughness is really kind of crazy though. I would look at adding some more variation in there. Like it does have variation, but it looks very random versus like having a purpose as to where the roughness happens. Like think about dust for your roughness as well, because you could just have dust build up along the edge of the wall here, which would just kind of mask out all the reflectiveness. And I guess because you have these little spheres, these little ball things, I would scale one of those up. Maybe like if you did, so if this was your shot, right? I'd maybe take like let's see if we can fake it. I'd take one of these guys and just like something like that, because dude, it's just there's so much material going on there, you know? Anyways, having a sphere or two that's larger would be really cool in the scene, and it helps break up the line, kind of like how the cable is. I like it though. Looks cool. Yeah, I don't think Raz is here. Oh snap. Okay, so this one's by Tristan. Figured I'd start looking for some feedback as I'm getting closer to the end of this project. Mostly working on some lighting passes now, but there's still a few pieces that need finishing up. So this is okay, this is lighting only. So if we look at your lighting right now, this is really cool. That is definitely, that's your focal point. Like, even though that's super bright, this is your focal point. I would actually, so this light is kind of unexplained. I think it's up here somewhere, or maybe it's a little lower down here. No, it's got to be up here because it's catching the edge of this and then projecting down like that. I would look at possibly putting the light here or up here or against the wall over here or here, because then you would get really cool shadows under this platform, and it would leave this ground a little bit more room for these light spots, because then you can move that light around and get these casting across the ground a bit more. I think that would compositionally look stronger. Just getting longer light rays coming in from the windows. Get that fog in there too. That volumetric lighting. I mean, shoot, you could even, instead of putting the light up here, like, I would definitely put something like lights here that are, maybe they're off or whatever, and then wires that are coming down from them and connecting to stuff. But maybe lighting inside of this space, and that is coming out and flooding out here, because then you'll get nice edge lighting or rim lighting along this railing and stuff, and here, and then that space draws your eye over there, so you'll be looking at this and then looking at this. And then, so what would happen is you go 1, 2, 3, because then you would look at these lights, and you would probably get more bounce up here, and then getting these light rays coming through would look, light casting? I'm not sure what you mean, dude. You mean like the volumetric rays, the light rays? There's a good tutorial online right now on YouTube for free by Epic. I'm sure, can someone find that and post it in the chat? That's a really good, it's like really straightforward. It just shows you how to set up the volumetric light rays. Okay, so this is Ricky. Dude, this music's getting kind of crazy. Going to the daily mix. Yeah, this one's good. So this looks pretty solid. Material-wise, it could use some more variation, but there's definitely some stuff happening in the roughness I can see around here. Let's see what else here. Geometry looks pretty clean. Oh, this is cool. This is a nice render. Is this just the... That's the normal plus AO? Man, that is a solid bake. You will never get this close to a dagger unless it's to like checking the like checking your weapon in like CS:GO or something. Hey, Nearif, is it Nearif? Like, I've seen you in here before. How you doing? This is yeah, right now we're doing game art feedback. I'm about done. I've got about 5 more to go, and then I've got to get out of here. But yeah. Oh, nice. Looter loot. Thanks, man. In general, this asset looks awesome. Let's see what it looks like in real time. Oh, dude. Yeah, this is solid. Dude, the roughness on the blade, that's fucking awesome. You're getting some compression banding, but I'm assuming that's probably marmoset. Damn, son. Okay, this is going in chat. That's pretty sick. Like that metal is really nice, and the bloom is like perfect. Nicely done. I don't have much to say other than maybe, I don't know, maybe there doesn't need to be. So the roughness variation on the handle is fine, except maybe it needs to shift a little bit more rough with all the little details that are still there. But I would try going up and down with that in the histogram, see how that looks. All right, got a Canon here by Ian Mike. Test render, 2K materials, one for the body and one for the Canon itself. So it's super cool. If you're going to, as like a tip for like rendering out really high res stuff, when you render out a 2K map, render out the image like this big, right? Because like, if you think about it, when you render something at 2K, if it's smaller than the texture and it's displayed on a monitor smaller, then it's going to be really like you're losing all the information that you're paying for. You know what I mean? That's why it's so hard to convince yourself to make a game 4K textures, because that would mean that the asset needs to take up 100% of a 4K screen in order to actually see all of the detail that was put into that material. But in general, this looks really cool. Nice variation, breakup's really cool. This spot looks a little odd, and how even the wood planks are here is a little strange. Maybe if they're varied just a little bit, like you could just add a few geocuts and then pull an edge forward, and that would be enough to fix that. In general, though, it's pretty solid. Pretty solid. I would maybe some directional damage in the roughness on the wheels. Sick though, sick. Resolution of this this stuff here, this dirt or whatnot, looks a little low res. Yeah, mud. Canal, dude. This looks pretty solid, dude. It's pretty nice. So I guess the things that stick out to me. So for this one, for the top image presentation, I can see you're adding a little bit of shadow behind these, and maybe it needs a bit more, or you just need to make the background just slightly darker. Let's see here. It's about time for me to go. Like if I were to just grab this and then do this, so lightness, just doing that gets the pop, you know. If you follow the shape of the object, then you'll really show off your height map as well. The only other thing I would say about this is the size of the rocks. Like you need some more variation in your rock sizes. Like if you have this large one, make that large one not as common, and then kind of bring these smaller ones up in size a bit. Dude, it feels like stuff's floating in the water. That's so fucking cool. Language. Awesome. Looks good. Oh yeah, this door, dude. It's pretty cool, man. So this is Freezy, ornate door substance for the current substance challenge. What you think? I think it's pretty cool. It's a little washed in the albedo. But overall, the details and the range of things looks pretty cool. It still feels like this detail up here feels really good, but it feels like the door doesn't have the depth that I'm expecting. And the roughness variation is pretty muted. It's like it's pretty mid-value when you have a lot of metals in here. Like that allows you to really kick up the roughness on those. Like those should be pretty dark in your roughness map. And then for this area, this these details up here, maybe some edge light action. So like where the edges are, kind of lightening that up a bit. Or making the crevices a little bit darker. In general, solid though. Solid. Super, super cool. All right, and the last one, Corey, dude. Corey. This is like the best prop you've made so far. This is so good. Like there's obviously there's stuff to be had, right? There's things to fix. Like there's a seam here. But like you've come so far, my friend. This inside area, I would actually like model that, like add a loop in there and then just push that down just to add a drop in there. You've added the detail on the edge, so the silhouette is interesting. You've modeled these out just enough so that they're there. Is this not his? Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, you guys are killing me. How would you go about building a... God damn it. God damn it, Corey. The lag is real. Corey, okay, so how would you go about building this barrel? I will show you, and then I have to go. Corey, this is like, you can do this. This is totally within your grasp. Where are we at here? It can be his if you want it to be. That's not fair. All right, after this, I got to get out of here. Oh, Jesus. Where are we at here? Okay. Sorry, Corey. You gotta look at this guy. So there's a top edge, a bottom edge, and the two mid edges. Oh, god damn it. Oh yeah. So take these center edges, bevel those. Ugh. I'm like ready to explode. Oh, why? I'm trying to move too fast. There we go. Okay, so bevel those out. Make sure they're grouped. Bring those out, so see how they have a little bit of stuff going on in them. You can't do this in Maya, I don't think, but I'm going to add a noise mask and then move this. Seeing the noise is kind of like limiting the movement on some of them. Just pull that down. Maybe add a loop in here. Pull that in. Add a loop there, a loop there. Pull these in. And then what I was saying earlier is you could take this and pull that down. And then bevel that, and then maybe bevel that edge. And then if you crease your normals, that's like probably the most embarrassing stream fuck up I've had so far. That you can do that. I mean, I kind of hacked it together, but there it is. And then I would probably, the details on the top here, you could either model those in or you could just put those in the normal map when you unwrap it. Dude, advisable. Nice. All right, show that in the Discord because I have to get out of here. Corey, my apologies. I expect you to make this, and then let's texture it. Oh man, I'm never gonna hear the end of that one on YouTube. All right, guys. See you later. Thank you for all the subs. We still love you. Oh, jeez. All right, guys. Check you later. I'll see you Friday.